Hello, friends. Do you think that wolf dogs, that is, the hybrids of a dog and a wolf, really exist? Or are they just a figment of someone's artistic imagination? And if they do exist, do you think they are wild animals or domestic? In the first part of today's episode, you'll get to hear about an unusual incident told by one man online. He claims that the events described in the story happened to his aunt. In the modern world, we're used to believing that feelings of mercy and compassion are only characteristics of humans, but this story questions this premise. This mysterious incident took place in the dense forest of eastern Siberia. One winter morning, a postwoman was in a hurry to deliver letters and pension money to a remote village. She decided to take a shortcut and took a route that went by the forest. The woman was walking fast and soon lost her breath. She leaned against a tree and decided to take a moment. Then, suddenly, she noticed a gray shadow flash behind the nearest bush. Looking more closely, she was horrified to see that it was a wolf. The predator looked at her with eyes full of rage and anger. Another wolf came over soon, and together they posed a real threat to the frightened woman. The wolves bared their teeth and came closer, closing in on the postwoman from two sides. The woman's sixth sense told her that the predators would rush her at any moment. The situation was critical. She realized that she wouldn't be able to run away from them, and she was unable to climb up the smooth trunk of a pine tree. Facing imminent death, the woman fell to her knees and began to pray, closing her eyes. The predators curled up their paws, preparing to jump while the unfortunate victim was already saying goodbye to her life. Then suddenly, she heard a furious growl, which sometimes turned into a dull roar. The woman opened her eyes, and what she saw playing out in front of her left her speechless for a moment. The postwoman was so shocked by what she saw for a moment that she even thought she was imagining things. There was a real bloodbath right in front of the woman. The two wolves were being attacked by some other predator. It looked like the wolves, only its size was different and the color of its coat was lighter. The mysterious beast didn't give the forest predators a break by continuously biting into them and pulling out pieces of their gray hair. It should be said that the predators also didn't just stand there and let the beast attack them. Taking advantage of their numbers, they tried to knock the animal down to get to its throat. The fight lasted no more than a minute, which seemed like an eternity for the woman. Facing a stronger enemy, the wounded wolves were forced to forfeit and leave the battlefield. The woman didn't know what to do, so she just stared at her savior, fascinated. The animal was definitely not a wolf. It was most likely a hybrid who had a dog and a wild wolf for parents. It stood there a little longer, examining the woman, and then disappeared into the forest thicket. The postwoman later found out that the half-breed animal used to live with a human family and had everything a pet dog could dream of. However, its happiness didn't last long. Having received a good job offer, the head of the family took his wife and child and moved to another city, where they settled in a small apartment, while the half-breed dog was left behind. It lived a while, wandering through the garbage dumps, feeding on trash, but then it heard the call of the wild and joined a wolf pack. The wolves that attacked the woman came from another area in search of food. The winter turned out to be very cold, and they were very hungry, which is why the predators decided to attack a human. The wolf dog could still remember the time it lived with people, and thus came to the postwoman's rescue, thereby also marking its territory with the predatory strangers. Having miraculously survived, the woman told about this incident in the village, and the residents confirmed that they had often seen a half-breed dog at the edge of the village at night. Apparently, even having become a forest beast, it retained love and respect for people, while resentment and hardship did not kill the predator's faith in humans. So who was this mysterious wolf dog? And are there others like it? Recently, Permians were surprised to find an amazing animal on the streets of their city. It looked like a real wolf in its habits and appearance, even though it was walking obediently on a leash held by its master in the center of Perm. Vigilant Permians took a video of the amazing couple and posted it online. It turned out that the townspeople actually knew about the wolf and its owner. Commenters on the Overheard in Perm group admitted that they often saw the couple in different parts of the city, but the animal wasn't always the same. The owner actually had several of them. One of the netizens commented, I saw it in the fall of last year near Goznak. I noticed that people were filming it on their phones, so I decided to come closer and was very surprised. The tail, the eyes, and the gaze were clearly of a wolf. And the owner confirmed it. But the animal was very shy, said Sergey, who accidentally came across this animal. The owner of the half-breed wolves, Tatiana, says that everyone has some kind of animal they prefer, and she prefers a hybrid of a wolf with a dog. Tatiana has two of them living with her at the time, Efrat and Berta. The male is already 9 years old. He's originally from the Perm Military Institute. He was then taken to a military unit in Ufa, and that's where Tatiana found Efrat and took him in. Berta is a young female, only 11 months old. She is currently learning to obey commands and is getting ready for the first competition in her life. Tatiana used to have another wolf dog, Alf. It was with Alf that Tatiana began to participate in dog competitions. The woman admits that training wolf dogs is very different from training regular dogs. Wolf dogs aren't a separate species. Each individual is unique and needs its own approach and specific training. Unlike dogs, wolf dogs don't really trust people, even those they spend their whole lives with. They seem to know what their life should be like, while the master isn't all that important, admits Tatiana. However, people still manage to successfully tame and train wolf dogs. Animals successfully learn to obey commands and participate in competitions with regular dogs. Tatiana notes that training wolf dogs definitely isn't for everyone, and not everyone should have this animal at home. The woman has been passionate about training animals for many years, juggling her hobby and her work as a designer. So who are these mysterious creatures? Wolf dogs are hybrids between a wolf and a dog. They are bred in Russia by the Perm Institute of Internal Troops by mating wolves with German shepherds. Unlike the results of the previous experiments on crossbreeding wolves and various breeds of dogs, the Permian wolf dogs are supposedly easier for humans to tame and control. They have more developed intelligence and stamina than dogs, and a better sense of smell. The project for breeding and studying wolf dog hybrids in Perm was closed. 46 wolf dogs, 5 generations, were bred in the 16 years it lasted. And in January 2019, a private project for crossbreeding wolves and dogs was shut down in Finland. And that's all for today, friends. Would you like to have a wolf dog for a pet? Share your thoughts on today's episode in the comments. Like the video, and don't forget to share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.